All right, guys, I want you to read this in your own time, but I'll briefly go over it because I'm constantly changing this page in a good way. I'm constantly adding to it rather than retracting from it. Damaging estrogenics. They are fucking everywhere and they're slowly killing us. So estrogenics, what I want you to assume that they're fake / synthetic / artificial estrogen replicating either hormones or estrogen sources from outside of the human body. We're talking, and this is the thing, like it's not, I don't believe it's, I don't believe like it's an active mission to increase estrogen in the environment. I think it's just a lot of things in our environment are really cheap and easy to make that actually have an estrogenic effect on the body, and it leads to increased profits elsewhere, but it just has an effect on testosterone. So the more estrogen that we have in our body, the lower our testosterone. And the lower our testosterone expression, therefore the lower our ability to put on muscle, lose fat, not be a depressed cunt, not being a depressed person, excuse me. Having higher cognitive function, having that drive, that motivation, that pursuit for life. We want to just eliminate as many estrogenics as possible. So when I say estrogenics, it can be like chemicals in plastic that once touching our skin or in our bloodstream or in our digestive tract cause an estrogenic-like effect in our body, that our body then believes, oh, I've got this estrogen in my body, and it has like either a hormone disrupting effect, or like a carcinogenic effect, so cancer causing linked effect, sorry, not causing, linked, infertility linked effect, like all these motherfucking things are everywhere in everyday household items, especially in our foods, drinks, tap waters, and you'd be fucking shocked what they're in, and what, like, it's all about like making money, getting $1 and marketing with some of these products. So you'll see a lot of plastics that say BPA free, like water bottles, Tupperware, it's BPA free, but let alone it's not BPS free, which is almost the exact same compound, which is found in every other which is found in all of these plastics. So it says BPA free, but it's not BPS free, and BPS free has the same effect as BPA essentially. Like it's so bullshit, and like no one knows this, and you can't talk about it, otherwise you get cancelled online. Beautiful. So estrogenics, they're unofficial, unnatural estrogens. I call them damaging hormone manipulators. Let's not just call them endocrine disruptors. That sounds a bit cute. No one really knows what endocrine is. No, it's damaging hormone manipulators. Easily bind to estrogen receptors in your body, sometimes easier than natural estrogen receptors. Both men and women have testosterone and estrogen in their body. It's a crucial component for both men and women for heart health, balanced sex health and fertility, health, bone strength, and height, muscle mass, mood and focus, and more, obviously. These damaging hormone manipulators, so endocrine disruptors, unofficial, unnatural estrogens, can have these estrogenic excess effects on our body. And these effects can be minuscule. Like there are some chemicals out there that literally lead to infertility within a matter of moments. It's fucked. And that's the thing, like if we're putting these certain chemicals in our body at minuscule amounts, but for decades, that's going to have an effect on testosterone levels. It's going to have an effect on health. It's going to have an effect on quality of life, whether you know it or not, whether you got this underlying humming of low quality depression or a less active brain. So you got this underlying level of brain fog that's just been lingering for years and years and years. I wonder why. Like, I'm hitting the nail on the head. I fucking know it. Excess estrogen expression can lead to all of these motherfucking things. Some of these are specifically for women, but this is the thing. Like, if you've got excess estrogen, like receptors being activated in your body, you can literally have breast tenderness as a bloke because it's starting to develop gynecomastic man boob traits. So it's actually fucked. ADHD has been linked excessively to this shit. I've obviously got prostate cancer, depression, mood disorders, erectile dysfunction, gynecomastia, so man boobs, infertility, reduced growth of the penis and testicles, reduced sperm concentration, reduced sex drive and libido. I've highlighted these because I know it is a fucking big thing for us. But obviously, like fatigue and sleepiness, like this chronic level of like fatigue how does that have an effect on your dopamine and serotonin levels, your mood, your ability to have confidence and express and self-expression, and not come home from work being fucking tired? Like, all this shit is bullshit. DNA damage and mutations, immunotoxicity, hormone imbalances, headaches, obesity, osteoporosis for men and women, poor sleep quality, so sleep apnea, short stature in boys during puberty or delayed puberty. Like, it's fucked. And this is just like touch of the iceberg. So a lot of the products, if you see Benz or Fen in like just a household product, it's probably eliciting an estrogenic-like effect on your body. But we've got a list. A lot of this list comes from the book Estrogeneration. I've got the name written down here somewhere. Highly recommend getting the audiobook. Plant estrogenic. So there's phytoestrogen. So it's plants have their own like male-female characteristics in them. So I'm talking like vegetables, general plants, fruits. There's elements in plants that have like their own plant version of estrogen that can have that estrogen-like effect in our bodies. And the big ones here are flax seed. I don't want to hear you go anywhere near flax anymore. It's the most potent phytoestrogen in the motherfucking world, killing your T gains. Like, it's fucked. I want you to think every time you have flax, you're chemically castrating yourself. Soy, look, there's a lot of controversy with soy. I do see a lot of soy studies that are funded by people who are linked to soy manufacturing companies. So I think there's a lot of corruption in soy, trying to make it look positive and not affect testosterone and not produce man boobs. I think it's a corrupt clinical study on soy at the moment. So I'm not going to touch soy at all, especially in protein powders. Like this artificial soy emulsifiers, soy protein nuggets, soy isolates. Don't go anywhere fucking near them, guys. Lavender, surprisingly, licorice, sesame, mint, hops. So the hops ingredient in beer is an estrogen compound, or the estrogen part of that plant, which causes estrogenic receptors in the body of a man to be produced. There's a reason why the big beer gut on the belly, big man boobs come from blokes who drink a fuck ton of beer. Cannabis smoke, you've got these cannabis receptors surrounding, it's somewhere inside the testicle, but it's not the actual testicle itself. It's like I have to have a look into it, but like literally shown to have like an estrogenic effect. And that's it. Like cannabis smoke, that's the thing, guys. Like it's fucking up your ability to be switched on to fucking win. Beautiful. So this is plant estrogens. Fungus. So this is like moldy estrogen-like compounds. So it's but where will you find mold? In grains, in cereal, in soy, corn, chocolate, nuts, and coffee. If they're let out for too long. What you'll find, a lot of these things here, they're actually not illegal in the US, but they'll be banned in like Europe or countries like Russia or China. So some countries have literally banned some of these ingredients or some of these categories of estrogenics, but America doesn't, because it's a fucked up country, but it's freedom-based country. Herbicide estrogenic, so atrazine. So this is like the herbicide that's used on crops, especially in America, but I think it's banned or regulated in some parts of America. Oh no, it was, but now it's not. Oh no, that was with Europe. So it was banned in Europe until 2004. America, it's huge. No, it's been illegal since Europe since 2004. I must be thinking about something else. So this is the thing. So what do you think? Like glyphosate. So it's a herbicide, so it's sprayed on plants, but then like, where does that run off if it rains? It goes into the water systems. So now products that use water that are based from America, so like certain beers, certain liquid drinks, and then products that are physically made in America and then imported, let alone like Australia, like we usually follow America, so I'll have to double check what the status of atrazine in Australia is. But this is just one herbicide that fucks you up estrogenically, like let alone the second most potent herbicide. So this is why it is actually super beneficial to buy plants and veggies and fruits from supermarkets, like your like local supermarkets, not like conglomerates, but like farmers markets and shit. I know you probably don't have time to do that, can't be bothered. I can't either. So there are ways. I might even make another module about how to like put. It's literally just soak some of the veggies in some water with baking soda and vinegar, so it just removes a lot of those herbicides from it. So it's highly recommended. But yeah, a lot of like that water runoff ends up in lakes and rivers and whatnot, and then it ends up in our waterways. So it's really fucked up. Soap estrogenics, so alcohol phenols, apes, or triclosan. So I've got a really cool app. If you go to the right hand side in the module, more tea resources, you'll find an app called Yuka. You can literally scan the barcodes of some products in grooming products. We're talking 2-in-1 bath soaps and conditioners, shampoos and soaps and whatever the fuck, like whatever you're putting on your body, toothpaste, gel, moisturizers, whatever the fuck you're putting on your body, scan it and it'll tell you like, are there any endocrine hazardous disrupting chemicals in this? If there are, fuck them right off right now. The limitation of that app is that it doesn't pick up that fluoride is a natural, it's a waste product that's a known neurotoxin to your brain. So we want to eliminate as much fluoride as possible from our systems. But alcohol phenols, essentially you just want to have natural deodorants. You want to have natural toothpaste. You want to have, and keeping up using natural products in certain ways, you won't get the BO. You won't have tooth decay. It's all just bullshit marketing from these major conglomerates that are telling you, no, if you have a natural toothpaste, then your teeth are going to get rotten and flat. That's fucking bullshit. It's all just paid conglomerate corruption. But yeah, obviously have a look into it. It's not only just associated with increased estrogen in the body production or replication, but if we look, it can lead to pregnancy loss or malformation. One simple day of exposure can lead to exposure can last for 2 weeks in the body. So it's contained in soaps, but it's not active, which means they can hide it from the label. So really look into whether triclosan is in your actual ingredients. Might have to even call up some certain companies, but again, that app should pick up whether it is there or not. Triclosan can cause chemical abortion, increased and linked to antibiotic resistance. Alters gut biome, which is your second brain. Fucks up your weight gain progress, increase of bladder cancer. It can alter the oral microbiome in your mouth, and increase blood pressure. So it's fucked up, guys. Sunscreen estrogenics. So this is a complicated subject, a bit touchy as well here in Australia. I understand, with so much like sunspots and skin cancers here in Australia, but there are chemicals, benzophenone, it's linked to carcinogens and endocrine disruption. This phenone is in toothpaste, body washes, sunscreens, deodorants. It's fucking everywhere. And it actually enhances UV like onto your body, so you actually get it increases like the sensitivity of the sun onto your skin, so you become more prone to getting cancerous elements potentially. Maybe talk to your doctor. It's illegal in Europe and America, and it's in Australian products. I know that for sure. Its ability to cause endometriosis in women. Oxybenzone in sunscreen is top of BP. There you go. Pituitary gland, and that actually, there you go. 4-MBC can cause damage to the pituitary gland, causing symptoms similar to hypothyroidism. If we go back into the module previously, the pituitary gland is associated with releasing luteinizing hormone, which is directly associated with testosterone production. It's all interconnected, guys. It's fucked. I think nitric oxide is the only natural UV repelling sunscreen out there from memory. It's expensive though, that's the only thing. Artificial red food color, especially red 40. This isn't illegal in America, but it's banned in so many other countries. So it's banned in Japan. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 40 is allowed in the US. They've tried to ban it 26 times in the US. Number 3 and 40. For its linked to cause of depression and nervous system, and ADHD, and damage to dopamine receptors. This is poison. And I know it's in like Doritos and shit, or it used to be, or whatnot, but like literally it's shown to cause DNA damage in human breast cancer cells. That's male and female. You got to realize, guys, you can get breast cancer as well. It's found in grocery stores. So I guess I want you to realize, like, just because your country might have this banned, it doesn't mean that these companies, here we go, food dyes on labels can be confusing. For example, red 17 can be called red 40, but they can just list red 17 on the packaging. And you're like, oh, I'm not having red 40. In Australia, they don't call it red 40 or red 17. They call it color 117 or artificial color 114, and they won't even mention the word red. But is it red? Is the product red? And is there an artificial color in the ingredients list? And is it red? Don't touch it. Like, that's how fucking toxic this shit is. Here you go. This doesn't even say, so 6-hydroxy, 5-2-methyl, blah, 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 number 2 dimethyl. So that, it doesn't even have the word color in it, but it's still red 40. It's fucked. Fragrances, so parabens. This is what you'll find in deodorants. This is what you'll find in grooming products. Here you go, perfume, lotion. 5 types of parabens banned in the EU. They love to store themselves in human fat. So literally estrogenic replicating effects that are being stored in fat itself that produces estrogen in order to maintain a fat cell. So it's double like an estrogenic effect. I mean, it's double like the testosterone potential reduction effect. Negatively affect thyroid hormones, contribute to autism, and cause anxiety in some people. Plastic additives, so phthalates. Found in every single US group scientists have studied and tested. So it's even in infants when they try to do studies of phthalates, because it's transmissible from pregnant women in utero to the baby itself while it's developing. So Yeah, it's in plastic, so it's what, I don't have too much plastic around. But if you see like cloudy Tupperware, it's added into cloudy Tupperware to make it see-through, so therefore it looks less cheap. Also found in perfumes. It's also found in products that you put onto your body, so like grooming products, hair products, vinyl for mattress covers, cosmetics, baby cribs, contact lenses. Probably found in, because it's plastic additive, it's found in clothing, medical devices. It's on the restricted list in the restricted list in the EU. I need to get some water. I might put you on pause. I'll be back in a sec. It's good timing actually. I'm about to run out of water, but this is my pure boxed water, chlorine free, fluoride free, sodium free, and guaranteed free of any additives. The only thing I probably don't know whether it's free of so it's free of like heavy metals and all that bullshit, fluoride, chloride, sodium, bicarbonates, aluminium and copper, but you just don't know how free it is of estrogens. Jack, what? Water and estrogens? Estrogens, how can they be? I'll talk about it in, I think it's number 10 on this list. So, where were we? Okay, phthalates. So it's found in plastic. So linked to breast cancer, infertility, damage, DNA damage to sperm, abnormal testicular growth. So therefore fucking up your testosterone levels, long-term attention deficit, thyroid imbalances, growth hormone dysfunction, neurotoxicity, decreased brain drive, neurotropic factor, thyroid hormone receptors blocking real thyroid hormone from delivering its message, phthalates, and which will affect the pituitary gland, which will affect luteinizing hormone. Phthalates as well as arsenic exposure in the uterus can make impact on sexual and gender, can impact the sexual identity of a male. Allophthalates, they name them different things in different products. This is why it's so important to use that app to scan shit. Yuka, is it phthalate free when you go grocery shopping? Watch that video. Very eye-opening. BPA. So BPA, like I mentioned before, is it BPA free in your plastic water bottles? Is it BPA in your Tupperware? Oh, it says it's BPA free. It must be great. No, because you may have a BPA free bottle and think you're safe, but BPA is actually replaced with an almost identical chemicals called BPS, BPAF, BPB, BPF. So they literally, in order to just get around these regulations, they'll literally just change the chemical structure of these plastic materials extremely slightly, call it something else, and now it's BPA free. But it's still fucking you up estrogenically, testosterone wise. Bisphenols, I can never pronounce it correctly, dissolve very easily, around 95% in fat. So putting it in fatty food, so like if you put caffeine or fatty liquid in plastic, so this is why you don't want to buy like olive oils that have fat, that are in fat containers. No, sorry. You don't want to buy olive oil that's in plastic containers. You want to buy olive oil that's in glass containers, etc. Like you don't want to have milk, like a protein shake. You don't want to buy a pre-made protein shake from the store that's been sitting in a plastic container because it's been like drawing out the BPA that's in that, or the BPS or the BPB from that plastic container into the food that you're now drinking, and now you're having an estrogenic expression in your body and reduced testosterone. So we're literally drinking and eating and consuming foods that are directly reducing testosterone and increasing estrogenic effects in the body. Linked to ADHD, increased aging, and is clearly toxic. This also regulates immune responses. Birth control estrogenic, which is what I was talking about with water. This will shock you to the core. If it doesn't, I'm fucking scared for you. I want you to really think about it. Women have been taking birth control like majority of women in the world are on some kind of birth control measure, which increases estrogen in their body. And it has effects on it has estrogenic effects of EE2, which is the main birth control, which is being flushed down the toilet, which is being every time like women, pregnant women, even men, because we produce and excrete estrogen as well, but mainly women on the planet. 100 million people worldwide are women. So 60% of all women on the planet, all married women. Okay, that's not even, so 60% of all married women, let alone all women. So I'd say hundreds of millions of women are literally taking this birth control estrogenic, flushing it down their bodies, out of their bodies, into toilets, into the waterways, 25 days out of the week for decades and decades and decades. Let alone pregnant women who use our waterways in like extreme amounts of estrogen are just being flushed away into our waterways. Your water filtration plant doesn't do a good job at filtrating out hormones. Therefore, your local tap water, your local shower water, the water that's coming out of the hose into the house that's not filtered, not just in like a little water Brita filter, but an actual water filtration system that's designed to trap and contain and extract hormones, you are literally drinking estrogen out of the tap, let alone the water that's used by companies to make their products. Like on products of, say, the main ingredients, agua or water. You don't know if that's filtrated water or not. You don't know what kind of water is being used there. So this compound is excreted in urine, and it's just, it doesn't get broken down very well in tap water filtration systems. Goes back out into our waters, so therefore into our washing machines, into our dishwashers, and it mimics estrogen and stays in our bodies longer than estrogen. So men, like I mentioned, it's legal everywhere in almost all countries, even to minors. So the actual product itself, aside from making women aside from having a side effect of making women infertile, men can also get infertilized from having EE2 in your environment for too long and too much. It's also been found in open oceans and wetlands. It's inescapable. So you're starting to see, so you're drinking estrogen, you're applying estrogen onto your body, you're eating estrogens. When you go to sleep, when you put on clothes that have been in detergents that have certain estrogens on them, you're wearing estrogens. You're breathing in estrogens through perfumes and scents. Like, I don't know, it doesn't sound too bad, Jack. No, let's flip it around the other way. Imagine if we were applying testosterone gels onto our bodies every time we had a shower. Imagine we're eating testosterone substances. Imagine we're injecting testosterone into our body. Imagine we were sleeping in testosterone substances. Like, we would be fucking jacked to the nine, highly stressed out and fucking pulling up tables everywhere. Now, roid rage is not associated with testosterone, as you'll see in one of my myths about testosterone module. As you can see, like estrogen is in a powerful fucking compound in our bodies. Our lives are being destroyed by excess estrogen because it's in everything. So my biggest thing, so look, I've got a general thing here, like avoid these general things. So like food estrogens, avoid omega-6s, so vegetable oils, processed foods, soy and unfiltered water. So try not to have caffeine in plastics. Only have caffeine in like a brewed cup, and like not like a plastic cup. Canned food is packed full of, I think it's BPA, maybe. I have to double check. Cheap chocolates, cheap coffee, corn, so genetically modified, fast foods, flours, grains, liquids stored in plastics, and peanuts. All high exposures of estrogenics. Plastics, obviously, just get rid of as many plastics as you can, guys, especially Teflon plans, the store receipts at the shops. That's got a lot of BPA in it. It's literally just a paper doused in BPA. So these are just common. There you go, cash register receipts. So these are just the common plastic exposures that we have. Think about toys for boys growing up, full of plastics, just full of estrogen, putting it in the mouth. Cosmetics or deodorants. When you go shopping, just buy ones that don't have parabens and estrogenics. Fragrances, hand sanitizers, soaps, sanitizers like we've gone through over the last few years. Makeup for women, a couple for men, you never know. Toothpaste, mouthwash, air quality. Like, when I say, yeah, when we mean air quality, so like leaving the car like full of plastics from things that you've eaten and drunk, just leaving the plastic containers on the car, and then the car heats up, the plastics get warm, and cool down, warm, cool down, and then we open the car door, we get in there, and we just inhale the oxygen that's in the car. We're just inhaling estrogenic air. You're starting to see the effect. It's fucking everywhere. Like, you walk into a room that's just been sprayed with like a scent, like an artificial scent, or these artificial scents that we're putting from candles. Like, I think the only candle that isn't like an estrogenic is like beeswax candle or something. But even then, like, people add the phthalates, the perfume estrogen, that then becomes an estrogenic. So we're breathing in estrogens. Vinyl floor tiling is estrogenic. The ingredients that are used, again, benz or fen, in the word that you can't pronounce in products. Oh, there you go, beeswax. There you go. Carpets, smoking cannabis, encouraged. I dive deep into these in another module as well. So boosting testosterone lifestyle. So what I'm going to be teaching you here. Exercise, more sun, ceramics, steel cookware. Don't use Teflon or stick-free pans. So ceramic or stainless steels. Certain vegetables, I'll go through it in another module. Certain fish oils, I'll go through it in another module. Organic. This is why we want to go organic, non-like farm-produced fish. We want to go organic, grass-fed, free-range, as much as possible, because all the other cheap animal meats are being fed products and foods that are highly estrogenic, and therefore making those animals highly estrogenic or hormone altering meats. You're starting to see it's all connected. Liquids, water filters, glass filled liquids, glass water bottles, not plastic. Charcoal filtered water, stainless steel coffee glass maker, so not plastic. Probiotics. Thermogenesis, so increasing the body's natural ability to have heat in it. So saunas, sweating, you get my drift. So as you can see, this is a bit of a mind-altering, mind-opening module. In the menu here on the right-hand side, I've got so estrogenics, or things that reduce and kill testosterone. So we're going to reduce these. So these are the ones that we want to avoid. We want to avoid everything on this fucking list. The other ones, I know it's going to be hard to avoid, so we want to reduce our exposure. So we don't want to become fucking Mormons and be outcast from society. We still want to have a fucking amazing life, and that means we're going to be exposed to estrogens, but in the meantime we can moderate and reduce rather than have too many. So, and that comes down to food and drink choices and lifestyle choices. So this is what it's going to reduce. This is what we want to increase. Vitamins that we want to have to increase testosterone, and ways that we can reduce stress. So these are pretty much all about testosterone and estrogen. This is about cortisol and hormone regulation. Myths. Go to that app, download that Yuka app, and start using that as soon as possible. All right. Go around. I dare you to download the app, go around, start. And when you're in Coles or when you're in a local supermarket, scan the barcodes, find out, look at labels. It's fucked. All right, cheers, guys.